So with compact crossovers being the top segment here in America, you would think that the Kia Sportage would be the company's best-selling vehicle here in the States, but that's actually not the case. The Sorento actually outsells this thing by a fairly good number. So with hoping to change that, Kia has introduced the refreshed 2020 Sportage. I'm at the 2019 Chicago Auto Show. Let's take a first look. So the Sportage name is Kia's oldest selling vehicle in their lineup, and as you guys can see, this 2020 model gets a pretty subtle refresh. We've seen this fourth generation here in the States since 2017, and honestly, when it came out, I kind of had a love-hate relationship with the design. I thought it looked a little bit strange from certain angles, so for 2020, Kia, as you can see, is trying to clean that up. Most models will have these new headlights where they're including full LED headlights on the top trim. You also have the 4-point LED running lights with an LED turn signal, and then they've slightly tweaked the 4-point LED fog lights here at the bottom. Overall, I think it looks good with the tiger nose grille. You got some additional chrome trim. I feel like they actually copied Porsche a little bit with the 4 points in the LEDs for the running light. Now, under the hood, Kia didn't make any changes to the powertrain. You still have your choice between a 2.4-liter four-cylinder direct injection with 181 horsepower, and then this particular one, being the SX model, will have a 2-liter turbo with either 240 or 237 horsepower or 260 pound-feet of torque, depending on if you guys get front or all-wheel drive. Now, as you can see, this one here is the all-wheel drive model. It rides on these new 19-inch wheels with the kind of gray painted pockets, which definitely look good. They fill out the wheel wells nicely. You have that requisite cladding. Now, this vehicle basically slots right in the heart of the compact SUV segment. Its overall length at 176 inches long and 106-inch long wheelbase hasn't changed. This is roughly in the competitive set with the the new RAV4. It is a little bit smaller than vehicles like the Nissan Rogue in that regard. Now, at the rear, you can see the taillights have also been slightly tweaked. You have a full LED taillight option here. You have an SX badge there with the turbo badge, and then you have these nicely integrated dual exhausts where Kia actually mounts the turn signal and reverse lights down here in the lower bumper. This is just an incandescent bulb, unlike most of the competition where they're starting to include a full LED. Now, a power tailgate, of course, is included on the upper trims, and you can see this particular one has a pretty spacious cargo area. It is a little bit less than what you're going to get from the RAV4 or the Forester or the CR-V, but I believe Kia rates this space at around 30 cubic feet and then around 64 if you guys fold down those rear seats. So on the inside of the 2020 Sportage, you can see Kia has made slight tweaks just like the exterior. When you first get in here, you're going to first notice the new steering wheel. It has a new flat bottom design. It's got really nice leather. It's got paddles on the wheel. It's actually a really nice looking steering wheel. The old one definitely doesn't look as sporty as this. Now, at the center stack here, you're going to also notice an 8-inch touchscreen is going to be standard equipment on all models. In the past, if you guys went for a base model, you had a 5-inch screen to a 7-inch screen. You had to go for the top trim to get the 8-inch. This does include Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that's a really nice addition. The materials, you can see it's soft touch with this faux stitching on the dashboard. It's also hard touch plastic down here. It's got a fairly good sized glove compartment where it's damped but not lined with felt. Now, the rest of the dashboard, the center stack hasn't really changed. You have features like heated and cooled seats, a heated steering wheel. The Sportage was one of the first vehicles to include that. And then you have dual zone automatic climate control. And then the door panels on the driver's side here, or on the front seats, are also soft touch. Now, above you, a panoramic sunroof is also included on this top trim. And then I find the seats to be fairly comfortable and supportive. Now, a couple of new safety features that Kia did add, their Drive Wise package, which was previously an option, is still an option for this 2020 model, but they have added a couple of things like adaptive headlights with automatic high beams and full speed range adaptive cruise control, which surprisingly Kia didn't offer on the pre-refreshed models. But let me hop into the back seat and show you guys the space in the second row. Now, these compact crossovers are very popular family vehicles, and because they have really big back seats, it makes perfect sense. Now, first of all, the door in this vehicle doesn't open quite as largely as it does in some competitors like the Nissan Rogue or the Honda CR-V. So when you get back here, you can see the space is good. Legroom is actually plentiful. The floor here is almost completely flat, but there is a slight hump here. Kia gives you, 2 power outlets, a standard USB port. You have 2 rear seat air vents and then dual map pockets. They also throw in heated rear seats on this particular trim, and then you have a nice armrest here that folds down that gives you 2 cup holders. Now, Kia says this 2020 Sportage will be going on sale in the second half of 2019, so figure early summer, with no pricing yet announced. The old one, of course, started right in the heart of the compact segment, and I don't expect this one to stray too far from that. For Redline Reviews at the 2019 Chicago Auto Show, I'm Sophian Bay.